A layout is the architecture of an application. The rules, grids, and guidelines are very similar to the blueprint you would follow when designing a building. A good layout is going to be a good foundation or the building blocks of design. And in today's video, we'll go over everything related to one of the many core fundamentals of a UI design layout, namely spacing. I'll teach you the fundamentals that will help you create spacious designs for websites, web, or mobile apps. And not only is it aesthetically pleasing, it also helps you create a better user experience by aligning with users' mental models, creating consistency, and thereby making the design easy to navigate and understand. Let's go. Spacing is the most basic element of a layout structure. It helps you create room and, in other words, space. Of course, it helps group similar elements together, which makes the design much more understandable and easier to navigate and remember. Anytime you read a book and there's a big headline in the beginning of a chapter, you know that's the title of the chapter. The same thing applies for web or app design. Given the right space for these areas will help users allocate and remember where different elements can be found and which part of the content is related. Usually, spacing is done in different scales. The most common scale is the 8-point, which means that you use the numbers in the 8-degree scale for all of your spacings. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, you get the point. Why do you use the number 8? Because all numbers of 8 are divisible by 4 and 2. So mathematically, it's a strong number to be used for scale. Okay, so this is what we'll do. Let's start off by looking at the different spacings on a very high level, and then we'll dig deeper as we go further. Let's go. Okay, so layout spacing is the high level view. It's the distance between any significant elements within a page or a view, as it's called for mobile apps. Having consistency in your layout spacing creates a visual balance, which in turn helps you with navigation, placement, and findability. And also, it teaches the user what relation there is between different connected elements and views. Component spacing is the spacing you set within a component. Consistency in components creates an overall balance amongst all. You're going to have tens or even hundreds of them when you work in a big design system. Margins are the external space. It's the space outside of an element or a container. On a website or an app, it can also be the sidelines, which give the space on each end for the main body of content placed in the center. It can also be the sidelines of a component, meaning the space it creates around a component when it's placed next to another one. Margins help create the breathing room in any design and eliminates clutter. So if margins are the external space, then paddings are the internal space. It's the space we add inside of an element, and if we take a look at a Figma auto layout component, they have a setting that allows you to set the internal space, the padding. By default, this is set to 10 pixels on Figma, I believe, but you can decide yourself if you want to have one padding size for all 4 sides, or if you want to have a different padding for the sides, top, and the bottom. In design psychology, Gestalt, not sure. Gestalt. It's the theory of how visuals are perceived and how it relates to human perceptions and mental models. So I can think of at least 3 gestalts that are directly related to proper spacing on design layouts. Lawsofux.com is my favorite go-to site for simple breakdowns of all types of UX laws. Based off of that site, I can say that there were at least 3 gestalts that we can impact with layout spacing. Law of common region, which states elements tend to be perceived into groups if they are sharing an area with a clearly defined boundary. And law of proximity, which states objects that are near or proximate to each other tend to be grouped together. Now it's your turn. Which is the third theory that you find on lawsofux.com that relates to layout spacing? Leave a comment below with your findings. this is it. I really hope that you found this video valuable, and I'm actually thinking of creating a set of videos that falls under the category of layout design fundamentals. Let me know if you like that by leaving a comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit that thumbs up for more videos like this. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.